Good afternoon. My name's Georgia Turner, and I'm here today, along with 3 other colleagues, Will, Tom and Matt, to talk to you about the Jcb Academy and how it prepares us, the students, for the working environment. Myself, Will and Tom are current students at the Academy. Matt left the Academy after completing sixth form and is now a high apprentice at Jcb. The Academy has been open for 4 academic years, after opening in 2010. And the experiences we as the students have had have been on a world-class scale. The inspiration for building and then opening the first university technical college, which specialised in producing engineering and business leaders of the future, came from the passion which Lord Anthony Bamford had. At 8:20 on a Monday morning, we get off our buses and make our way to our first lesson, which starts promptly at 8:30. Every day is the same. Each day we finish our lessons at 5 o'clock and the buses depart at 10 past. Even though we finish school on a Wednesday at 5 o'clock, our actual lessons finish at 25 to 2, and we participate in extracurricular activities. Dry slopes, the engineering education scheme, dry slope skiing, and sports leaders are 3 of the many options that we can take part in. In my spare time, I'm an avid equestrian fanatic and have a passion for dressage in particular. The Academy has allowed me to leave school and go and train. For myself, the Academy is a mere 5 minutes away by car. However, for other students, the journey is far longer. With the catchment area being within an 18-mile radius of the Academy, we have students from Derby, Stafford and Burton, to name but a few places. For students, this means that they are catching their bus at 7:15 each morning. That's a long journey. During our learning environment is far different to the average school, which 14 to 18-year-olds attend. Different to any other school I know of. A model of a jet engine and a fan blade from the Trent 9000 engine.
Can I have your attention, please? Can any remaining pupils...
But that's not all. Restored original machinery from the mill is also in show. A Jcb digger, a hybrid engine, as well as a Toyota Yaris can be found in the corridor. We have workshops where there are 20 manual lathes, 4 milling machines, welding bays, plasma cutters and workbenches. We have a CAD and CAN room, where we can design a component using NX and 2D design and then send it to print on the laser cutters or a CNC lathe or even the 3D printer. But it's not just the machinery that makes our learning environment so unique. We have teachers and mentors who have been in industry and have experience and crucial knowledge within the engineering and/or business sectors we are interested in. We aren't just taught how to pass an exam, we're taught far more. We're taught how to be successful in the future. Our post-16 curriculum is split into 2 categories: engineering and the international business management. Alongside the core programmes, a range of A-levels can be taken too. I'm studying engineering via the engineering diploma and also maths and chemistry A-level. But what makes our courses so special? Everything we learn in the Academy is based around a challenge activity. These challenge activities teach us the fundamentals, the understanding of theoretical principles, the ability to apply our knowledge to a situation, solving problems in teams, practical skills, and working with people in industry, communicating and reflecting on experiences, as well as additional A-levels. Within our engineering diploma, we have 8 modules, 7 of which are challenges set by the challenge partners. National Grid, Network Rail, Bosch, Jcb, Toyota are just a few of the examples of the challenge partners which we have within sixth form engineering. But the partners we have at the Academy are not just in the interest of the engineering diploma, with many other partners who are stakeholders within the Academy because they believe what we're doing is so real and necessary for the future. I'd now like to introduce Tom Harrison, another sixth form student.
Hi, I'm Tom Harrison. I'm a Year 13 student at the Jcb Academy working towards an advanced diploma in engineering and an A-level in product design. I've been studying at the Academy for almost 2 years now, and I've already learned so much about engineering. Learning at the Jcb Academy has provided me with many opportunities, such as working with industrial partners, project work and work experience, gaining skills and experience needed to prepare me for my future career. I have a personal ambition to gain a place on an engineering apprenticeship. Industrial partners are a big factor of the engineering diploma, as they work closely with the Academy to provide the most interesting, worthwhile education. They help create real-life projects containing challenges that engineers face as part of their everyday lives. Just recently in the maintenance project, we worked with Bosch Rectroff to come up with a suitable maintenance strategy for the London Eye hydraulic systems, which meant we had the privilege of visiting the London Eye and got to analyse the hydraulic systems in person. During these projects, I have worked with professional engineers from industry, which has given me the opportunity to learn from the best, giving me experience and knowledge that will assist me in becoming a successful engineer. This experience involves learning key skills needed as an engineer. A key skill for me being problem solving, a skill I've developed throughout my time at the Jcb Academy by asking questions, testing options and providing solutions. Working with industrial partners also allows you to gain an understanding of how they work as a company. During the introduction to each project with these partners, they tell us all about their career paths within their businesses. This helps us with choosing possible career options at the end of our time at the Jcb Academy, whether that's going on to university or starting in a business on an apprenticeship scheme. As well as this support from the industrial partners, we also have a careers advisor at the Jcb Academy that will help us prepare for assessment centres if we are lucky enough to get invited to one. The careers advisor will also work closely with us to make sure we make the most of our possible options when we leave the Jcb Academy. Teaching at the Jcb Academy is first class. Many of the teaching staff have come from industry, so we get the best support in gaining the skills and experience needed to be successful in an apprenticeship role. We also get to learn about their personal experiences from industry, which is very helpful when it comes to deciding career pathways. They also make the curriculum very interesting to learn, making me more motivated and focused to my studies. When I walk into the Jcb Academy, it gives me a great sense of pride, makes me want to learn and achieve my best. During this past year of my education at the Academy, they have made it very interesting to learn about engineering, as well as supporting me thoroughly throughout my time there. I've developed academically and also matured massively, which has allowed me to develop into a young professional, which fits into the Academy's ethos, which is to develop engineers and business leaders of the future. I'll now pass you on to Will, another sixth form student.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who stayed this long. It's very good of you. It's nice to have someone to talk to in the audience. Basically, my name's Will. I'm a Year 12 student at the Jcb Academy. I'm currently studying engineering alongside maths and English. And what I'd like to talk about is not how the Academy builds you academically as an engineer, but how the Academy goes about preparing you for the engineering world in ways that it might not mean to in the first place. During our time at the Academy, we take place in a variety of different challenges with a variety of different engineers who come from all different sectors of industry. We have challenges with JCB, doing things like maintenance. We have challenges with Network Rail, looking at electronic design, and then we look at things like production lines with Toyota. This wide range of different things that we do with all these challenge partners allows us to see engineering right from the start to the finish, right from an idea initially had in the head, right to an end product. And that means that when we go out on our week's work experience each year, we are able to put ourselves into a variety of different industries. I've personally done 2 weeks of work experience so far. My first week was at J. Smith's, which is a clockmaker in Derby, where I sat in a clean design department, designing clocks for the company. My second week was spent at an agricultural implement manufacturer, making digger buckets in a mucky old workshop. I think the fact that I was able to go into both these environments and learn and work so effectively shows you exactly what the Jcb Academy is all about. We're able to see a production line from start to finish. That means that, say I went out and got a job as a designer, whilst designing a product, I would be able to think of the chap in the workshop at the end of it who'd have to build my product. 'Cause the big problem, I feel, is with someone designing a product, you've got to know how to make it. And it's no good a designer building a big fancy item, sending it down to the workshop, and when it comes about, the manufacturer says, "I'm terribly sorry, you've done this, it's far too complicated, we can't make it." Which is why I feel it's important for us to fully understand the production line from start to finish. Basically, my end result, I want to be an agricultural engineer. I've got a heavy agricultural background. My family have all been farmers. as some of you might know, the market has completely dropped out of farmers, so I looked for other options. I've always had a huge interest in agricultural machinery, so tractors, combines, that sort of thing. So agricultural engineering struck me as a really sensible career option. Now, I looked at the different ways in which to go about gaining a career as an agricultural engineer, and hire apprenticeships seemed like the most sensible way of going about it. To tell you a little bit more about hire apprenticeships, we've got Matt over here, who is a hire apprentice at JCB. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Matt and I'm a hire apprentice at Jcb. I started my apprenticeship in 2012, having left the academy with my level 3 engineering diploma and 3 A-levels in physics, ICT and product design. The apprenticeship scheme I'm on is a work-based one, so I spend 4 days of the week at JCB within one of the divisions, in my case World Parts Centre, with 1 day of the week being a day release on a course at Sheffield Hallam University. This allows me to get my degree whilst getting all the work experience through JCB, and it's all sponsored for by JCB, so it's not a bad option. One of the biggest advantages I found through going to the academy was the working with the industrial partners. So as already mentioned, you've got National Grid, Network Rail, JCB. These partners are people that a lot of other colleges would do anything to work with, and the Jcb Academy gives students a chance to do this, which you probably won't get at a lot of other places. Not only does this give students an advantage when applying for apprenticeships, but it also gives them an advantage for university places and straight into employment. So that's one of the big points for me that I gained from going to the academy. Another advantage I found was not the diploma or the A-levels, but the skills you pick up when doing these. So skills such as teamwork, presenting, things like that that you don't get through a textbook or through presentations. So it's a great chance for students there to develop these skills, which employers are looking for. And when you go on these assessment days, it really stands out when you come from an academy or from a college. So it's a big advantage. Another thing I found through going to the academy was the teaching staff there are all really passionate about the fields they work in. So a lot of the teachers I had for the engineering diploma were from an engineering background, so they had been there, they've got real experiences that they can share with us, and that makes a massive difference when teaching, because there's no better way at getting a point across than having someone who's had a real experience of it, rather than people going through a textbook or pulling videos up on YouTube, for example. So that's another great thing you get from going to the academy. And the final point I'm going to make is some of the opportunities you get when going to the academy far outweigh other places. So the extracurricular activities that were already mentioned, which can be tailored to the students. So Georgie, for example, does horse riding. Some people might do an engineering extracurricular activity, team sports, things like that. So it really gives students a great way to push themselves and really develop their areas that they're keen in. And there's also competitions, so you can compete on a local basis or a national basis, and that really gives students a great chance to show off the skills that they've learnt there. And it's just another thing they can put on the CV when applying for apprenticeships or a university place. So I think that's it. I think we're going to ask, has anyone got any questions for us? Yeah? The question that was asked was it hard to get an apprenticeship? I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's definitely a competitive option to take, and through the Jcb Academy you've got those extra skills that others don't have, so it really does put you ahead of the game. So when they've got 100 people who have all done engineering, employers then look onto who's got the teamwork, who's got the experience in industry and things like that. So that's one of the main things that gives you an advantage over other students. So that's what I found anyway.
when you find out you've got the apprenticeship, is it like A-levels and you wait for that August day, or what's the timing of it?
Well, I'll go through the application process. So when finishing at the academy, well, it's probably about a year before you finish at the academy, you submit your applications out, so there are other employers available. You submit your application, then you might get invited for an assessment day, which I did. That was around February time. So you go on a day, you have interviews, team building skills, activities like that. You also have to give a presentation on what makes you a suitable candidate for the apprenticeship. So basically I just mentioned the academy and all the things I've done through there. After that, you either get a yes or a no, basically, and there are requirements, so you do need to get your A-levels and be able to do a university degree, but once you've been through the application process, you kind of find out the day you get your A-level results, and that's the day you phone the employer. So, any more questions? Okay, thank you for listening.